Last week in Knock Hill, chaos struck early as Evan McFarland was caught in yet another lap 1 incident, and this time he collected half the field in the process. With the defending champion out of contention, Kieran Lifflander capitalized, storming to yet another crucial win in his bid for the World Championship. Behind him, the spotlight shifted to some fresh faces. Josh Darnell broke through for his first career World Championship podium, while Yuko Pakala delivered a steady drive to round out the top 3. And just now the championship heads to Barcelona, a technical challenge where mistakes are costly and redemption is never far away. We go green in Spain, live next on ASN. Our venue for today is the virtual Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting Barcelona in 2021B. This nice 0.69-mile layout features a mix of sweeping tarmac corners from the Grand Prix layout and tight technical dirt sections. Elevation changes and surface transitions keep drivers on edge, while the Joker Lap adds a strategic twist to every race due to its chaotic nature of the merge. With its combination of speed, precision, and chaos, Barcelona delivers thrilling rallycross action in every event. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races, with the Joker Lap taken once. The top 2 transfer to the feature automatically, the winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up will get 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps with 1 Joker. The top 2 transfer to the feature as well, and the winner receives a bonus point. This sets the grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are rewarded and the trophies are handed out. And unique to the NASA Rallycross World Championships, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. The 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship continues today live on the Automotive Sports Network, with Brian Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the Comtra-box. My name is Josh Mertz, as we welcome you to the 9th running of the Spanish Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. And thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams as well. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed, produced by Alex Sabetti. Brian Sawyer, we had Evan McFarland having another bad finish last week, while Kieran won. 10 points is the gap. How are you, and what are your thoughts in Barcelona?
Hey, Josh. I'm doing good. Doing great. Glad to be here. Barcelona. Well, I'm going to hope Evan gets the finish he needs today, because it's getting close to the end. We only have 3 scoring rounds left, or 4 scoring rounds. 3 after this one. So Endurance Championship is up next, which that's chaotic in its own nature. But, yeah. I want this thing to tighten up a little bit and give Evan his best shot.
Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship, all the points championship, actually. Coming into round 6 in Barcelona, we got Kieran Lifflander up by 10 points over Evan McFarland. I think this is the farthest that Evan's been down in the championship in quite some time. Zach Blanch in 3rd, Pakala Darnell, Heleneva Kreutzer, Lindy Brostrom, and Kirtley, the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. Let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship. TWR Subi Squad trying to clinch another championship there. They've got 60 points up on No Control. The 2 No Control teams are having a duel with Kieran Lifflander Racing, so it's a great time for 2nd in the World Championship. Move over at Speedy Time, Team Watson Racing, TWR Subi Doobie Squad, JC Simsport having a good duel for 8th, and Stealth Performance Industry in 10th. Subaru Ford Volkswagen. That is our Manufacturers Championship.
They
at
got
a nice
4 points, Josh.
Points.
They got
Ford.
4 points.
And Francois Martel ran last week and won Volkswagen 4 points. They have no longer a goose egg in that championship. So we are finishing up in practice, and now we will head to qualifying.
Klaus doing some gymnastics over here.
Not as bad as what we were doing at the lights race on Sunday. We'll get to programming notes after qualifying, but it has been a marvelous season of NASA Rallycross, no matter the split, no matter the track. And the first car on track, are we thinking it'll be Jake Robichaux in the 69?
It usually
I'm spamming the forward key. Is it? Let's see. Jess Rakowski or Jake Robichaux? No.
Kieran Lifflander.
What? Okay.
Kieran going out
Points
instantly?
leader. That's weird, isn't it? And Kirtley's next behind him, Josh Darnell. So was Kieran just getting a start? He's parked. Let's focus on Kirtley.
Kieran's just throwing us for a loop.
So I'm not sure why the ticker's a little broken because it's definitely set up correctly. Evan is the defending champion with the gold plate. Lifflander points leader with the red plate. Not sure if you can fix that on the fly, but Robbie Kirtley begins his first lap. Down to turn number 1. I believe it's turn 8 on the Grand Prix track in reverse. Off camber, tricky to get right. And these sleeping policemen, sausage curbs, whatever you want to say, it's tempting to hit them, Brian, but you can't. Otherwise, it's going to push you out super far wide.
What are you talking about, Josh? You want to hit those curbs on that third section all day.
I do, and it kills me. So tell me. Tell me the proper way to do it, Brian.
Oh, you only want to be hitting those curbs. Those curbs are what give you traction. You want to grab the one on the inside of the switchback. We'll see Robbie do it, maybe, coming up after the first 2 turns here.
41.7.
But yeah, you want to grab that.
46.
You want to grab those insides. They got all the traction on them. You grab it. You don't go all the way over it, but you grab it just a hair.
Right here. I hit that one, and I hit this one, and it kills me.
Nope, that's perfect. Robbie did it great. Robbie did it great. Grabbed all 3 of them. Thank you, Robbie. And then he goes around. Yeah, all 3 of those, and then you want to hit the next one to give your car some turnout. Unless you're Kieran and go super wide, but yeah, you touch every sleeping policeman on this track. They are your friends.
All right. Chris Lunan saying it is a skill issue. Yeah, I win 10 championships and forget how to drive. So here we are. So Kirtley, 4th quick now. Hakala, 2nd quick. McFarland, 40.5, and he's parked it. Where's Kieran? Kieran's not on track yet. Trying to find everyone through qualifying. We focus right now on Klaus Kreutzer in the 77. Rounding this dirt section. A couple different lines. We saw that in the Lights World Championship. Kieran was running a different one. I was trying something different. Some guys, main line really, is you hug the inside and now through the final couple of corners. Remember, no jokers in qualifying in NASA Sim Racing. And Klaus begins his 3rd and final lap.
I'm confused. Evan's done 2 laps. And then he got off track. Maybe he's waiting to see what Kieran puts down and maybe decides to respond after that.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. So Kieran is on track. So let's pick up car number 20 into the wall on his first lap. That's going to invalidate it, Brian, I think. Phelan to 2nd, ahead of Pakala, as we focus on points leader Lifflander, car number 20. He's not set a lap time. Rakowski to 8th at a 42.170.
I think I know what he was doing the first time he pulled off track. He wasn't in my camera box, and now he is.
Into the final couple of corners for our points leader, Kieran Lifflander. Lindy goes to 4th at a 41.5, his fastest lap in car number 3. Down to the first corner. That lap counted. Okay, he got away with it. I in that wall would have been a 1X.
Once iRacing updated the damage model, they were a little more forgiving on what counts as a 0x and what doesn't. You used to not be able, like on Charlotte, for example, touch the inside of those 2 walls at all. Now you can get away with scraping them just a little bit. If you're scraping the paint, you're okay.
Currently 10th quick is Lifflander. We talked about no banker laps from these kids. I think unintentionally he's learned maybe you should finish the lap instead of parking. Final corner. What will Lifflander do in qualifying on his 2nd lap? 41.346. He goes to 4th. He's looking for 3/4 of a second on his last lap to try and pip the defending world champion Evan McFarland. McFarland's rounding the final dirt section now to end his 2nd lap, Brian.
You can always see how Kieran's going to do on his lap before he finishes it. You can see his face. You can see this is a good one or this is a bad one. usually rounding the last corner.
McFarlane is beginning his third and final lap, so we'll pick him up in a moment after Lifflander finishes his. Zach Blanche has just finished his final lap. I don't know if those laps have counted. Lifflander rounds the final corner across the line. Blanche to fifth. Lifflander 40.744. It's not going to be enough. It's enough for second, but that's going to give triple defending world champion Evan McFarlane pole position here in Barcelona. Let's see what he can get just to see if he can go even faster. Final couple of corners. Car really drives itself through that last bit, sliding through across the line, 40.510. He goes quicker just to stamp his authority on today's race. So while we have some time and while Jake Robichaux gets some TV time and runs some practice, let's take a look at the programming notes, Brian, for the next week on the Automotive Sports Network. All yours, no pressure.
All right. Well, tonight, there may or may not be a broadcast. It's not on the schedule, but I'll be honest with Josh. I'm leaving from here. I'm going to the beer garden, and I don't know if I will be home in time. And if I am home in time, I may or not be sober enough. May or may not be sober enough to run a stream. So, but I still encourage everybody to stack the races. Saturday night, 8:15 Eastern time. Stack all 4 of those races. I might be here. You might get some sort of broadcast. I don't know. But tomorrow, ASN Plus. That's going to be Josh Mertz and Stephen Moreau. We got too many Joshes. We're going to Oschersleben. We're kicking off the endurance the Velocity Pixels.
Yes,
is that right?
thank
the
you.
Velocity Pixels Endurance Championship. And we're going to Oschersleben. It's a fun track. Last season we did Navarra, and a big curvy track gave us a lot of awesome racing. So hopefully Oschersleben does the same. Immediately following that, it's going to be the other Josh Darnell, and Stephen Moreau hitting up the lights. Then on Monday night, it's going to be Justin Robichaux night. Too many J names, too many Joshes. 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going Rallycross Contenders. I didn't forget it this time. Oschersleben. Then on Thursday, Torque Sports Car Series goes to Spa. It's going to be a great race. 8:40 p.m. Eastern time. Then next week, we're back here. We're at Oschersleben. It's a lot of Oschersleben and just Spa shoved right in the middle. So Oschersleben, yep. So check them all out. Watch them all. Hit the like and subscribe button on all platforms so you know we're there.
Do you know what platforms we're on, Brian?
We're only on the dark web.
Perfect. Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And no matter the platform, ring the bell to be notified of our live streams, along with our short-form video content. If you would like your content broadcasted, or if you'd like to join the team, ASNTVUSA.com. So, that is all she wrote for qualifying. And it is... Oh, also, if you'd like to race with us, NASASimRacing.com. We've got 4 competitive splits. We got a 5th one I'm not supposed to advertise. You'll figure it out if you're in our Discord. So, 15 cars today. Evan McFarlane, Kieran Lifflander, separated by less than a quarter of a second. And Yoni's looking good in 3rd, Pakala good in 4th, Blanche in 5th. We have 7 cars within a second. And let's take a look at our grid for heat number 1. Evan McFarlane on pole position. Then it's Yuko Pakala, Robbie Kirtley, Jess Rakowski, and Renee Sotens for 5 laps, 1 joker, and the top 2 will transfer.
Josh,
everybody on grid. Yes, Brian.
I feel like you're my action figure. I could just press buttons and make you read things.
That's kind of how it works, right? We get ready for Heat 1 in Barcelona. Green flag. Off the line, Rakowski didn't get a good jump. Kirtley filed right behind. Around is Rakowski. Kirtley was behind McFarlane. Words are already hard. Contact between the teammates of Pakala and Kirtley, and Sotens sneaking into the picture as well. Rakowski back going. Chris Lunan says internally, go back to Forza, so we're going to keep a counter going there. And shout out to Jacob Cross, former Pioneer.
Did I miss a flip?
No. Chris was just saying go back to Forza like he always does.
Oh.
And shout out Jacob Cross, one of the Pioneers hanging out in the chat. McFarlane leads, heading into the dirt for the first time, Brian.
Yeah, everybody getting a good separation through this dirt section. Going through this hairpin is one of the... You don't want to be too close to somebody. You don't want to... I mean, it's a great place to attempt to pass, but you got to be very confident in who's in front of you and what the line they're taking. You don't want to try and make a pass the first time through there. Somebody usually ends up in the wall at some point during the races, and if you're right behind them, you're going to be stuck in the wall also.
So remember, no jokers off the start here in Barcelona in any race, and we will have that one joker lap in the heats in the semi and 2 in the feature. We didn't get a chance to, so let's ride on board the triple defending world champion Evan McFarlane and enjoy a lap here in Barcelona. I always like to talk about how difficult it is to drive these rally cars. To keep it nice and PG, think about an egg under the gas pedal, right? Especially, though, at this track, Brian, with the barriers so close, especially in that first dirt section off the start, you have a millimeter between you and the walls at any given point. I think Barcelona, one of the more difficult tracks to race.
Yeah, Barcelona definitely... I would say the most technical track we have on iRacing service. It's very unforgiving. I've been saying it all week. It takes no prisoners. If you make a mistake on it, you clip any of these blue barriers, your race is over. You can touch a sleeping policeman, but right next to them is the blue barrier that will shear your wheel off.
We saw that, I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Klaus or Zach Goddard, or even it might have been JP DeFino. Somebody through the week, I think it was a couple guys that killed that wall and broke their cars. Easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a reset as we take the white flag. McFarlane leads. Pakala second. Kirtley third. Sotens and Rakowski.
I honestly think, Josh, these drivers know what's going on. They know pretty much here the race is won or lost in the first few turns of this track. And they're going to figure out their position basically by the time they get to the sweeper here for the heats, and we're not going to see anything too crazy. Everybody wants to just get to the LCQ, transfer if they can.
Record flag. McFarlane wins. Speaking of transferring, Pakala will transfer in second as Kirtley, Sotens, and Rakowski to the semifinals. This track likes to do a weird thing too, Brian, where, for example, Jess Rakowski trying to get started back on the start when she got turned at Black Flaggers said she cut the track.
I was screaming at you internally. I'm like, please go fix that.
I fixed it. I did.
I was like, I hope he can hear me.
Oh, yeah. Heat number 2. Kieran Lifflander, Zach Blanche, Klaus Kreutzer, Marcus Indrich Simmer, and Eric Dubois. I think you got a shout-out you have to do for Eric Dubois, right?
I do. I have some shout-outs I got to do. Thanks for reminding me. I got to shout out all the moms watching. So we got Jossette, Darnell's mom. I asked everybody, do you want your mom shouted out? And they're the only two that wanted their moms or mother-in-laws shouted out. So what's up, everybody? To all the moms that didn't get shouted out. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll give a shout-out to you anyway. We're giving a shout-out anyone. Thanks to all the moms. You're pretty great. Off the road
we're going 3 wide.
Sorry, Blanche. Simmer to the inside of Kreutzer. They're touched. They're leaning on each other, and Simmer takes the spot. No, he doesn't. Hooked and over nearly, and Dubois crashes into them in sympathy. And Kreutzer trying to just flat-foot his way through, Brian.
That's what you got to do sometimes. You see your opportunity to get out, and you get out. Kreutzer, unfazed.
Corrected himself. He almost took the Joker off the start again. He joked in the driver's meeting. He said, what if I take the Joker off the start? I said, You did it in knockout.
That's right.
And he had to catch himself.
I did say shout out to Chris Lunen's mom. I didn't write it in the list. I asked him after I wrote the list.
How dare you?
So, extra special. What's up to Chris Lunen's mom?
So we ride on board with Klaus Kreutzer in the 77, the man from Illinois. We got Kieran Lifflander up front, Zach Blanche from Australia in second, Kreutzer third.
Josh, I want to go
Ben
look
Dubois
at that
Simmer.
incident again. We're very spread out already, so we're going to look from high above maybe.
All right, Brian, take us through it.
We're 3 wide. Car on the inside taking the spot that he's entitled to some of that space, but we're going to slow rewind. Oh, that was the wrong button. That was definitely the wrong button. I was going to slowly rewind that. I rewound to the beginning of the session. So, who's that car on the inside there?
Simmer's on the inside.
So, Simmer's on the inside. Simmer gets bounced out and gets a bad angle off his jump. That was just due to the contact. And he had no opportunity to correct his car and get it back spun around the right way. And then Eric Dubois, the second time this season, just running into the rear end of an accident. No fault of his own. So we're back live.
So, I don't know if you can, and I feel awkward saying this publicly. If you can go tell my team driver, because I cannot, his little mishap in the Joker counted as his Joker, and have him not take another Joker. That would be exquisite.
Who was that, Simmer?
Because Marcus Indrek Simmer might break the session, yes. I'll keep it going here. Lifflander leads. Blanche second, third Kreutzer, fourth Dubois, and fifth is Simmer. As tricky things as to what happens, and Simmer committed to the Joker. The Sim thinks you've committed to the Joker, and it doesn't matter. And to avoid a session break, we have to go ahead and do that. So we're on lap number 4 here in Barcelona, and Kieran Lifflander, 41.381 was his last lap. His best lap is a 41.1. Hi, Brian. Welcome back.
I told him. Hopefully he got it.
Otherwise,
he said I'd Joker next lap. I said, please don't. No more Jokers.
No more Jokers. We'll see. For the Estonian in car number 4. I want to add to that point, when they made contact, and that's the line, I wouldn't be as far right as he was, but if Klaus wasn't there, you can land and flick the car back to the right.
Klaus, it's just the way he landed with the speed he landed. There was no opportunity to flick his car because Klaus was on the outside there. It's part of racing, but yeah, that little, racing incident. It happens. 2 cars touch, 1 car gets unsettled, and
back up front, Kieran Lifflander has had a very quiet heat number 2, and he's going to join McFarlane on the front row of the grid. Rounding the final corner, Lifflander wins heat 2. Transferring will be Zach Blanche in car number 2. Then it looks as though it'll be Klaus Kreutzer, Marcus Indrek Simmer, and Eric Dubois. And Simmer has not jokered, so the session will be fixed. It is all okay now. It's just like that. Heat number 3 already getting ready to go. And this one's going to be interesting.
Thank you, Eric Dubois. I can see his car on track. He was about to take the second one and remembered, no. And he slammed the brakes on that vehicle.
It's tricky when you transition from the Contenders of the Future splits up to the World Championship, because those bottom splits do a different format. Got some stuff in the works to potentially streamline that. Excited to have those happen. But heat number 3. Yoni Pelineva, Matthew Lindy, Darnell, Takaluma, Robichaux. I can't pick a winner on this. If I absolutely had to, I would say Lindy, but all these guys pretty similar in pace.
It's Josh Darnell. I have to be biased.
Green flag off the line. Good start for Pelineva and Lindy. Takaluma on the outside. No grip to support that. He's going to lose a spot to Darnell. Side by side, Darnell and Lindy, the last 2 Contender Series champions. Sandwiched between the no-control cars. Takaluma nearly into Darnell, and Robichaux has to slide to avoid. Over the jump for the first time. And to begin the first lap, car length between all 3 of them, and Lindy was super quick in practice. He was second to his teammate Evan McFarlane. I ran a couple laps with them earlier on. Interesting to see what the kid from California can do. In front of Darnell from Maryland, clipping the tires, is the Finn, Joni Pelineva. Lindy to the inside, one of the best overtaking opportunities. Contact between the two former contenders, champions, and Darnell loses some ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the switchback area, I think it's the corner the Fiesta has the most advantage in. Subaru is long. Fiesta can get around that switchback pretty nimbly compared to the Subaru. And you saw Josh Darnell get through a little faster than Lindy. But just hit him a little too hard coming out of the dirt.
Everybody in the top 4 yet to Joker.
You can see, yeah, the Subarus have to flick the car through there, and the Ford can just kind of drive it almost straight through.
That's Pelineva, Lindy, Darnell, Tecaluma. Let's take a look from high above this Barcelona circuit at how tricky it really is with, like we mentioned earlier, not a lot of room for error. Tire barriers, curbs, walls. Tecaluma Jokers in the 777. And the Joker, it isn't just a simple hairpin. It's basically a double apex. Because there's a tire barrier on that second apex, it's hard to get through it efficiently. As we take a look now at Darnell chasing down Lindy in the 029 to the 3. We've seen so many incidents at that hairpin over the years. The marshals finally figured out how to put the tire barrier correctly.
I know, I'm so proud
now
of
it's
them.
not sitting in the middle of the road.
It was like a year and a half that report had been out, and then iRacing finally said, oh yeah, we'll fix it. Here you go.
Jokering is Lindy. Let's see where he will come out. Will he come out in front of Tecaluma? Absolutely no contest, and Tecaluma loops it in the 777 to put him back behind Robichaux in the 69.
It's very easy to do. You come off that jump, and we're not on the final lap. Before you shout out, we're gonna go take a look. It's very easy to do, Josh. You come off of this jump, and your car is so unsettled sometimes, and you touch the barrier just a little too much, and your car says, "No, I'm not ready for the gas," and you get the.
I mentioned earlier that the car really drives itself through the jump through those corners because there's one line, otherwise you're spinning. In regards to shouting out, I wanted to mention the beautiful livery of Jake Robichaux that Chris Lunan painted. Car is gorgeous in the 69. Missing numbers, but I'm going to blame that on trading paints. Not sure what's going on there. In that shout out and description of the line, we had Joni Pelineva Joker come out in front of Matthew Lindy on the white flag. And Jake has changed his camera placement.
Oh, he did?
All right, Pops.
It was funny the other day.
Bird's eye view.
The other day, I was testing cameras for my own good, and then all of a sudden, I see Jake Robichaux in my box, and I go, "What is he doing here? Did he forget to turn it off?" I messaged him.
Pelineva.
No, I'm just working with it.
Pelineva wins. Lindy transfers, and it's Darnell, Robichaux, and Tecaluma to the semifinal. So much goes into these broadcasts that it's not how it used to be where I would just load up a replay in NASCAR 2003 and hook up a mic and be loud and push some buttons or graphics. There's so much scripting happening. Brian's a genius. Looks like we're getting 2 semifinals today, so it is a 10-car feature. Semifinal A, Robbie Kirtley and Josh Darnell, Marcus Indrek Simmer, and Jess Rakowski. Hopefully the JC cars don't kill each other. That's been happening recently. We get ready for the first semifinal in Barcelona. Green flag. Kirtley, great start, comes across into Darnell, into turn 1, still side by side. Kirtley closes the door. Side by side are the teammates now into the dirt. Rakowski backs out. Simmer and Darnell. Simmer throttles up. Door bangs the 029. Takes the spot. Pinches Darnell into the wall. No contact for the wall. Don't do that to Josh Darnell, though. He will return it tenfold to you.
I think Josh Darnell thought about it and goes, no, I cannot do that right now because both cars were about to die until Josh Darnell hit the brakes there.
As locking up is Simmer. Darnell takes the spot. Tried to. Simmer held it. Like we talk about all the time, you can't get too busy with squabbling for the transfer spot because Rakowski could sneak in here. Simmer driving defensively. Darnell, good bite off the corner. The Subaru powers out. Will we see differing lines in this corner? I don't know if the supercar can do that.
It can, but we should definitely see alternating Joker strategies. Darnell should make his mind up what he wants to do. You know what? I think he just... Oh, I thought he was about to force Simmer into a Joker. It's possible. I've done it plenty of times. You just get behind the car and you push them a little bit off the jump and make them get that extra rotation where they go, I have to Joker or I'm going to flip my car.
This is the battle. Kirtley minding his own business, the man from Virginia. Once a race winner in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. A couple seasons ago in Crandon, Josh Darnell coming off of his maiden World Championship podium in the 029 last week in Scotland. We ride on board the 029. Over the jump, car length between them. Will we see a Joker? No.
We do.
Oh,
that was fine.
Thought about it. That hesitation, though, Brian.
I don't think that hesitation is going to kill him. He had plenty of speed. I think he's faster. There were multiple areas where he looked like he was going to pass Simmer, but it's just so hard to pass here that, and he doesn't want to force the issue and take himself out. Because if you force the issue and touch one of these blue barriers, you're done. So I think he's hoping Marcus doesn't Joker this lap, but if Marcus is smart, Marcus is Jokering this lap.
Top 2 transfer out of this race, remember. So it's the battle between Simmer and Darnell. Simmer Jokers to respond to Darnell. Be careful on the no contest. Wow, you were right. But Simmer's going to have the run off the Joker. Nowhere close, though. No move.
Yeah, he had about a 3-second advantage there.
Locking up the brakes again.
This is an easy...
And Simmer into the fence.
And Jess Rakowski takes third.
And Simmer's car broken in car number 4. So Kirtley leads Darnell, who they hold the transfer spot. Rakowski third, Simmer in the 4th position.
Yeah, Kirtley comfortably is going to finish in first here.
White
I
flag.
think that battle between Simmer and Darnell gave Kirtley about a 4.5-second lead on both of them. So
if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all in regards to Marcus Hendrick Simmer. Made it in the feature in Indianapolis after crashing in the heat race. Made the feature last week, but it's not to be. And Darnell might be quicker than Kirtley. This is going to be interesting for the feature in a couple moments.
He closed it from a 3-second gap to a 1.
Over the jump for the final time, Robbie Kirtley will win semi-final A. Transferring will be Josh Darnell. As best of the rest will be Jess Rakowski and Marcus Hendrick Simmer. Semi-final B in Barcelona. And we'll get that grid in just a couple moments.
I'll be right back. I gotta yell. I gotta yell.
Let's see. You gotta yell at your dog. All right. So, our grid for where is Simmer? He is preventing this from working here.
Moving on, yeah.
Is iRacing completely broken? No, it's not. Now we're good. All right. Semi-final B. Klaus Kreutzer, Renee Sotens, Jake Robichaux, Eric Dubois, Kimo Takaluma. Another 5 cars, another 5 laps, 1 Joker, top 2 transfer for the final 2 qualifying spots of the Spanish Grand Prix. Green flag. Good jump for Sotens. Sotens moves wide to make the corner to the inside of Robichaux is Takaluma. Robichaux caught in the middle, no contact. Kreutzer leads. Sotens leads Dubois. Robichaux looking inside. Takaluma door banging as Robichaux on Dubois and put the 69 to third.
Like I said, Josh, first time. Most of the race is done in this first few set of turns. After that, it's all based on Joker rotation. That's the best chance you're going to have to get any passing on track done.
And Renee Sotens as around as Dubois. He looks like he clipped the sand.
This is not Gymkhana, bud.
He ran the 0:43 for the longest time to pay homage to Ken Block, and now the 000, still trying to do that.
Oh, Jake Robichaux a little slow coming out of that transfer spot. That transfer section, yeah.
In third, Takaluma fourth. Like we talked about in the track guide, there's so many different surface transitions, and it's usually done when you're sliding. And you grip up, like the asphalt coming to the final corner. We talked about one of the no control cars when they spun. I think it was Takaluma. And when the car is gripped up and you're angled the wrong way, around it goes. Impossible to save. Soton's holding second, Brian. Impressive run.
There's no number. It's Trading Paints, Chris Lennon. I
had him fix it. I think Jake uploaded it correctly. I don't know. Welcome to Trading Paints. Robichaux into the wall in the 69.
Kimmo coming. Kimmo coming for him, though.
As we've lost Jess Rakowski as she did not transfer. Disconnected from the session. Takaluma Jokers in the 777. And he doesn't lose any time. As we look on board, Jake Robichaux, Dubois jokered as well. And now we look at Klaus Kreutzer. Soton second. Third, Robichaux.
I thought Klaus just lost the wheel out of his hands.
Through the dirt, back out onto the asphalt to take 2 laps to go. Klaus has yet to joker in the 77. So is Sotens. And Sotens is quicker than Jake Robichaux. In the 69, we've been talking about the Elder Robichaux's pace in the future shows, the contender shows. We would run the Masters split, and he was running good there. Not sure what's going on with the 69 this week.
It's a very hard track, Josh. I hate this track. I mean, I thought earlier in the week I was going to podium backwards, but it is what it is.
You guys have to go back on ASN On Demand and watch the Lights World Championship race. That was exquisite. Yeah, Brian and I, for any of the pioneers still hanging out in chat, if you remember Chris Wetz and Dylan Livingood crashing into each other all the time, that was how that was. It was a great time.
Renee Soten pips Jake Robichaux off the Joker rotation. And Jake hasn't jokered yet.
So that, okay. No joker yet for Robichaux. Soten's in second.
All Sotens has to do is hold it together. I think Kimmo might even have Jake here.
Not sure what's going on. We come to the checkered flag. A couple corners left for Klaus Kreutzer. Over the jump, through the dirt, back out onto the asphalt. And Klaus Kreutzer will win the second semifinal. Renee Sotens will transfer as Robichaux has to joker. Going to be a battle at the line. Takaluma passes Robichaux. And then it's Eric Dubois at the end of the field. As our grid is finalized and set, we're going to give these guys some time to warm up. And on the other side of the break, the Spanish Grand Prix.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Magnus will hold his speed. We welcome you back to round number 282 of the championship overall and round 6 of the 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship here in Barcelona. With Brian Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, also brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content. If you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, you can contact us at asnTVUSA.com. And if you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2025, NASASimRacing.com. All right, Brian. I have a list of names. It's not a math problem. Sindre Silva, Christian Rafos, Jacob Rafos, Carson McKenna, Francois Martel, Evan McFarland, Kieran Lifflander. Those are the former winners of the Spanish Grand Prix. And looking, we just talked about in the break how Kieran was down by 3/4 of a second. He's basically matched Evan. So what are we thinking for the feature?
I think it took him a little bit of time to match Evan, and he's still a 10th off. Took him 4 more laps. So, I don't know. It's looking like Evan's time to shine, but Blanche was right up there. I mean, the first few laps, Blanche is 7 laps in now, so the car's getting a little worn in. Track's getting a little worn in. But I don't know. It's anybody's game. The start of this track is so chaotic. I think it's worse, or not worse, but more chaotic than Sonoma. Sonoma's just everybody don't die into the first turn. This track is everybody fight everybody for the first 4 turns until we get to the start-finish line. You have to be so aggressive. It's gonna be something to watch. Sorry, I'm typing a question for the audience.
That's totally fine. Is it who's going to win this race? As I'm going off of, if I look internally on my NASA Rallycross World Championship stat book, let's see. We go modern era, and we look at the winners this season. It has been Kieran, Evan, Kieran, Evan, Kieran. That means Evan. Interestingly, Evan has not gone 2 wins in a row since 2024B, Sonoma and Iowa. And then before that, it was 2023C, Knock Hill and Brands Hatch. I bring those up because those were the first 2 races of the season. Evan has only gone back-to-back the first 2 races of the season. And it's been quite some time since he's done that. So, obviously, he would have to win today to even start that. But I just found that interesting, Brian.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Especially when you've won 3 in a row. It's hard to do. You go, I've won this 3 times in a row. How hard can I keep pushing?
The pressure starts to mount, and it grows, and it grows, and then you wonder...
It grows, and we know just because we know these guys. We know Kieran. This is Kieran's, I think, last big chance to win the World Championship. He's going to college next year, so... That's a huge time commitment. Evan, I think is younger, right?
16. Yes.
Yeah, so Evan's got some more time, but they're all at the age. Also, they're getting the real car, which is sometimes. I mean, when I was 16, I'm not sitting at home. I got the car. I'm going out.
God no. I got that car. I'm gone. See ya. No more sim racing. Nope. Not as much as these kids are doing right now. So. It's been a journey over the last 13 years, and 12 technically in some months, 13 in July, and it's been super fun watching the ebb and the flow and the coming and the going of various different people, and we're living in the moment. And to quote A Day to Remember, you don't know you're in the good old days until they're dust in the wind. And right now we are in one of the stages of the good old days in NASA Rallycross, watching these 2 kids at the top of their game. And it's been a blast. And of course, we still have 4 weeks after this. We'll get some programming notes after the Grand Prix, but the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup begins next week, and that's going to be interesting. Arguably lost here in the championship last season, but I digress. Our grid for the Spanish Grand Prix, and it looks like this. Evan McFarlane on pole position, car number 1, triple defending world champion. Alongside him, the challenger, Kieran Lifflander. And it's Yoni Palaneva, Yuko Pakala, Zach Blanche, Matthew Lindy, Robbie Kirtley, Klaus Kreutzer, Josh Darnell, and Renee Sotens. 10 cars, 10 laps, 2 jokers.
Kieran,
like we've elaborated.
There he goes.
Like we have elaborated, this turn 1, turn 2, the run to the first lap.
Kieran just did the scariest thing in iRacing, Josh. He grid it, ungrid it, and then regrid it. That is the scariest thing to do. You ungrid.
Thanks for joining us on ASN. We get ready to go green for the Spanish Grand Prix. Green flag off the line. Evan better start in the first phase. Kieran on the outside. Palaneva nudges the 1, shoves him wide. Palaneva can't do it. Side by side, McFarlane comes across, nearly into Lifflander, into the dirt. Kieran knows what happened in Sonoma, pushes him wide. They touch, to the lead goes Kieran. Evan's there, they touch again, and Evan's into the wall on the 1. I think there's going to be left side damage on that car. Pakala, Palaneva, Lindy, Kreutzer, Blanche, Sotens,
well, if there wasn't left side damage before, Josh,
together.
there is now. Evan just slammed it into the back of Kieran coming through that last turn as like a what are you doing kind of nudge, and now he definitely damaged the left front of that vehicle.
As Kirtley slammed the wall in turn 1, Darnell went wide as well. So these 2 battling to the death. Once it calms down, if it does, we'll take a look. Evan does it again! Trying to find his way around. That left side is not going to take much more than what has happened, Brian.
I don't know. He did it. He did it in this last section here, which means he's faster coming through the sector. He's able to carry a little more speed.
He has got so much more pace than Kieran. And massive crash in the jump is Sotens in the 157. That started with Kreutzer and Palin Neva. Soten's flipped in sympathy. We had a massive crash in the back of the field.
We're gonna go back and look if once somebody jokers here and gives us a little time.
I'm keeping an eye. Soten's is in the middle of the road in the 157 trying to get back going. I might have to make a decision here. I'm going to be honest.
I wouldn't. I just let it ride.
In the middle of the road. He's gone. Okay.
These cars have relatives. These drivers know where everybody is. We're going to get the Joker from Evan? Yes, we did. That's the smartest thing Evan could do. So we're going to go back and look at what happened to Joni, Klaus, and Renee. So here's Joni and Klaus. They get sideways.
Lindy pushes him wide. Or is that Klaus?
That's Klaus.
That's Lindy. That's Lindy. Klaus behind him.
Okay, Klaus behind him. Then Renee comes out, goes sideways, clips. And then Josh Darnell. Lucky to be alive, but I'm not going to write down the flips in the supercar race, but that's 4.
Hurtley crashes into his teammate in sympathy. And I'll tell you what, back up front, McFarlane is caught in traffic with Pakala. He has dispatched of the 92, but he is 3.3 away. Liftlander Jokers to respond. Rounding the final corner. There's going to be contact on the merge. There isn't. 3/10, 4/10. It is 7/10 of a second, and Liftlander Hall in the mail out front.
Yeah,
third. Lindy fourth.
Evan getting tied up there with Yuko. That's what gives Kieran that little advantage. You got a Joker, but not Joker back into traffic, and I think if Evan went and finished his strategy right now, he'd catch up to Lindy pretty quick. But Lindy you would assume Lindy would move over for him easier than Yuko would. But Yuko's also right there.
It's such a tricky game to play when you have a 10-car feature. When do you Joker? McFarlane does. Again. I don't know if this is the greatest of ideas. McFarlane exits behind his teammate and behind
He's got plenty of room. He's going to get the full speed run here. And if I'm Lindy, I'd move for him.
He gets super close, I would. And then he's got to deal with Pakala.
But Lindy is also in his own race. Lindy is in here for third. There's only so much moving I would want to be doing as your teammate.
As McFarlane has to park it on the 8. This is
and that's not what you want to see in front of you. Your teammate starting to turn a car in front of you and cause an issue. Now yeah, Evan's in a bad spot here. If I'm Lindy, I'm Joker and getting out of the way. Pakala can do whatever he wants to stay on, but there goes Lindy. Lindy's out of the way. Gives Evan some room.
Stays out.
And that's exactly what Evan's looking for. Evan's now got 7. Evan's got 7/10 to Yuko, which is that's 7/10 to gain on Kieran. But I mean, Kieran's 4 seconds up on Yuko, almost 4 seconds up on Evan, which that Joker rotation's only about 3. Evan's gonna get by, make a pass, but it's not gonna happen when he's touching the wall like that.
He's trying to find a way around every moment that you can, every chance that you can, keeping an eye on Liftlander. Liftlander has no reason to Joker and put himself in harm's way.
No, he's got no traffic in front of him.
This releases, and now you've got the 2 kids in effectively clear track, not around each other. We're going to see some hot laps. This is going to be fascinating. Keep an eye on McFarlane in car number 1.
We're going to see some hot laps, but if I'm Kieran now I know, okay, he's free. I'm Jokering. I'm not letting him get any fast laps.
Liftlander, McFarlane, Pakala, Lindy. This battle for third is boiling over. Lindy hits the handbrake to try and make a move as we focus on Liftlander. Pakala holding off Lindy. Battle for third. This is putting Blanche into the equation. They are door banging. Liftlander Jokers. They've crashed for third in the dirt. Liftlander exits. No contest for the race lead.
Yeah, but Evan's still out. Evan's still got a lot of...
Between Lindy and Pakala, they are all over each other for the podium, Brian.
Oof. We'll have to go back and look if iRacing decides to let me see it. We'll go back and look.
I'm going to 2 laps
was
to
it
go.
Pakala and Lindy? Yeah, let's go back and look.
It was. So we look at Pakala, and this is with when he jokered earlier ahead of McFarlane, so that was probably a lap out of the way. No worries.
I just see incident
got some records.
point.
We got some records hanging in the balance. Kieran Liftlander currently sitting 8th on the wins list. He's tied with Connor Parisi. If he wins today, he will tie four-time World Champion Series pioneer Dylan Livingood with 13 wins in the World Championship, 7th on that list. And we'll see if Lifflander can get it done. Normally, the number 13 is not a good number. Evan goes way wide. I'm not sure if that's going to be a slowdown for the one. It's not. But he's trying. He's cut the gap, Brian. He's just going to run out of time, I think.
Yeah, he's got one lap to close, just about a second. I don't think it's going to happen. You need Kieran to make some sort of mistake here.
White flag in Barcelona. Not missing anything for the podium spots. Pakala and Darnell battling for
Oh, no, I
fourth.
think Blanche has got to take his second joker. Yep, Blanche takes his second joker. Lindy passes.
That put Lindy. Lifflander hits the curb. It's 0.6 of a second. This race is not over. In Barcelona, Evan Saints lead into the dirt for the final time. He made up a second. The kid from California, the world champion, won't let Lifflander get away. Into the dirt they touch again. Shades of a couple weeks ago. Over the jump. This is going to be it for the victory in Barcelona. It's Lifflander. It's him. Checkered flag. Lifflander gets it by less than 1/10 of a second.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the way to try. If you're going to kill a second, that's the way to do it.
Incredible. Lindy third, Blanche fourth, Akala fifth. Curtly, after rolling it with no rear wing, will come home in sixth. Darnell seventh. Soten's in eighth after barrel rolling. Ava and Kreutzer round out our order. Wow.
0.092. Good Lord.
That, I said this the last 2 weeks. That is why I still do this, ladies and gentlemen. Because he was a second away on the white flag, and Evan got oh so close.
It's like when the other night when you said you know how you can race me. These two know how they can race each other. Evan knows. I can throw that on Kieran, and we'll both be fine.
So that is the 13th career World Championship victory for Kieran Lifflander. He is now tied with Dylan Livingood for 7th on the wins list. And what a race in Barcelona. We've got Lindy. We've got Lifflander. We're ready for some chats, Brian?
Let's take it away.
All righty. So, our third...
You're so interesting.
I love your browser.
Apparently, we've gone to commercial. No, we haven't. We're back.
That's the button we're looking
Brian,
for.
what's happening?
That's the button we're looking for.
You've got a graphic for Matthew Lindy. You've got intro music playing in the background. What is happening?
I hit all the wrong buttons.
All right. Why can I not move people in my own Discord? Now we can. Hi, Matthew. It's Brian and Josh. You got us?
Yep, I got you guys.
All right. So, admittedly, we were focused on your teammate and Kieran brawling away, but I was keeping an eye on you and Yuko. You guys had a hell of a battle for third, and then there was that contact early in the race, and it ended up with Soten's barrel rolling. So, talk me through your race from your vantage point.
I just felt like I just had such a fast car, and like I was just getting held up so much. I felt like Evan put this Subaru on absolute rails, and I feel like all of us were so fast, all thanks to Evan, and I couldn't get by them. You know, it was annoying, really. And I will be honest, I was definitely getting a little bit impatient because I know I was faster than them, and probably made some moves that I shouldn't have made. But you know, it's hard racing in the end.
And were you I'm assuming in a Discord call with Evan? Was he making any comments of trying to catch Kieran? Because he caught Kieran a second over that last lap.
Yeah, and I mean I feel like that just further proves how fast Evan had our cars. You know, he pulled a whole second on Kieran. He was 2/10 faster than him and everything. But, you know, it came down to just Joker strategy, and Pakala just stayed out for the longest of eternity, which was able to hold Evan up, and Evan had couldn't do anything about it, which was unfortunate. It was just like the whole time it was just how the hell do I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but how the heck
You can, absolutely.
how the heck am I supposed to get around these guys? And it's just like like I'm saying this so many times, I felt so fast. Evan put this car on rails, and I feel like it's just the Joker strategy just played a role, really.
All right, my friend. Either way, it was a fantastic podium for you. It has not been, if I'm remembering correctly, you have not had great luck this season. So, who would you like to thank for the podium today?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to give all glory to God, put me in this position, I also really want to thank the Lord for being able to give me the opportunity to race real life again. I haven't been able to do that in a while, had to trust in his timing, and then we're back for that. I also want to give thanks to the whole TWRS squad and the KES squad. We always help each other. Evan puts this thing on rails. Eric for picking me up. Klaus, Josh, Darnell, all those guys. Zach. Such a great group to be around. And it's a really cool community right here, and everyone's just friends. But I'd like to shout out my mom as well. It was her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Mom. I'd like to thank my dad, my sister, my whole family. Family in the Philippines are actually watching this
That's awesome.
live right now, so I think it's pretty early in the morning for them. But yeah, I'd like to give thanks to all of them, all the sponsors, on TWRS and KES. All those guys give us tremendous amount of support, and yeah, you guys for putting this on. You guys put on a great series. Although it hasn't been the best of seasons, I'm already looking forward to 2025's B.
All right, my friend. Appreciate all those kind words, and good run. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys.
You're going to go back and you're going to watch this, and I have not yelled like that in quite some time. My main question, of course, talk me through your race, getting caught in traffic with the Joker strategy, but how in the hell, kid, did you get a second and then turn it into a tenth of a second at the line? Walk me through it.
Oh, well, it's short and simple. I just wanted to win, so I tried my best to go out, to go win. I was disappointed on that start because I threw away. I mean, I got a little bit shoved, but that's all right. I mean, I couldn't have done much there, and I was just disappointed that I just let Kieran get by me on the inside. So I just had to apply the pressure. He wasn't braking, so I thought I was gonna send in the Joker. I thought in the Delta, but I guess not. And I was counting on Yuko to have more pace, but I just got a little bit held up, and I was being a little antsy with my Joker strategy, which I shouldn't have done. But I guess in the end, it kind of worked out. I mean, I caught up anyways, but I think if I got my Jokers right, if I didn't Joker at the times I did, and I think I would have been fine. So that was unfortunate, but whole race I was just focused on hitting consistent laps, just hitting my marks, not over pushing myself, because that's when I'm fastest, and it worked out for the most part. And yeah, just Kieran deserved that win today. He ran a good race. He said he was sorry for the start. I thought it was completely fine, so I appreciate him apologizing to me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next round.
My second question, unofficially 15 points down. Well, we've lost Brian. Well, I think I'm still here. We'll just act like
yes, sir.
Unofficially 15 points down. Heading to the Endurance Cup. What are we thinking going into that for the rest of the season?
Yeah, this race I was really counting on winning to close that points gap. Obviously that didn't happen, so my mindset for the next rounds, including the Endurance Cup, is to just give it my all, and maximize what I can do. I know the road courses, Kieran's typically faster, but since we're doing 30 minutes now, I think strategy is going to come a long way, and maybe even tire saving with the supers, tires dying so fast. So, I mean, next round is going to be unpredictable. I feel like whatever has happened is going to happen. And Crandon, since I've gotten more on the Pro 4s, I've been able to increase my pace there. So I'm hoping I can maximize and win there. But obviously, Kieran was fast the last time we were there, and he's always fast anywhere. So I guess we'll see. And yeah, Endurance Cup, I guess just try to do the best I can. There is a drop round, so hopefully I can win both of them, but we'll see.
Ready, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for the second place today?
Yeah, obviously, gotta thank my family. for all of them watching and supporting me. My mom, my brothers, all those guys, my auntie Diana and Marie, and yeah, also Team Watson. I had a lot of fun last night practicing with all the guys, Josh, Zach, Eric, Blau, forgetting some others, Chris, but all those guys are really cool guys, and I'm really happy I'm able to race with them. Do you want some of my setups? Go to twrsetups.com. Big majority of reason why I was able to be fast here, and of course I got to give all glory to God. I'm so thankful for everything He's done for me, and the page He has given me to be able to be out here and compete and have fun. So of course all glory to Him, and I guess you guys for this show. It's amazing racing every weekend. It's a lot of fun, and I'm thankful that we have some spotlight on the IRX community. So thank you guys. Thank you, KES, Marlin Sports, all those guys who support me, and that's it.
All right, my friend. Good run, and we'll see you next week in Oschersleben.
Yes, sir.
Every time I have a chat with you or Evan, it's talking about records changing and being broken and everything. And you have tied series pioneer Dylan Livingood, former 4-time world champion, with 13 race wins. That's 7th all-time on the wins list. And you're winning everything in the Lights World Championship, and you're winning this, and we're looking good for the championship. There's still a couple weeks, but talk me through your race, because you're a second up on Evan on the white flag, and he is beating the door down, trying to make a move in the final corner.
Yeah, so I in the post race in the media pen, I was just talking with him for the amount of time Matthew was in the interview box. So I just apologized to him because I don't like racing like that. Everybody knows that, and it looks like I do, and I really don't. I've really tried to change my racecraft over the years, and really try my best to race one another and race others the way they want to be raced. So those last 3 laps I was just yelling my dad's name or my dad, and yelling at my dad and my mom to come here and show me the footage on that first lap, because I wanted to see if I really put him in the wall or not. What I saw on my screen was I gave him left front damage and I put him in the wall, and I was going to give him the position back right at the end of the race, just pull to the side and give him the win. But I wasn't able to see it in time, so I just went ahead and took the win. So that's why I was running so slow in those last 3 laps. But yeah, I planned that start out not to put him in the wall, but to get side by side with him going into the dirt turn. I know it's really hard on these because the inside line they have more grip. That rubble strip has a lot more grip, and it's not as hot as the asphalt in that turn. So you get your left sides on there, and it's all-wheel drive. You can just go. So. Yeah, I was on his side, and then he got clear, and I let him overshoot it, got to his inside, and then there was a couple inches of net code, I believe there was, where I hit my left rear and his right front, and it turned my car more than I wanted. I wanted to get clear, and I was expecting him to back out, but I can't rely on that. So, again, I took 100% blame on that, chatted with him about it, and yeah, the way he raced me at the end, I completely understand. I would have been just as upset if I got put in the wall, but I don't like racing like that. So whatever consequences comes about from the penalty box, I completely accept it. Take full responsibility. I don't like racing like that. So he's the closest competitor to me in the history that I've been racing Rallycross. So I want to race him fair, and he was really fast today, so I try to do everything I can to get past him, but putting him in the wall was definitely not on my agenda. So again, I apologize to all of TWRS and damaging one of your cars. So but yeah, all in all, it was a quiet day, a bit frustrating in qualifying, messed up, but yeah, it was a fun race nonetheless. Yeah, glad to get this win and extend my lead in the points.
So we were talking earlier. We were talking actually last week how you and Evan both have been either 0 or 100 when it comes to qualifying, and I bring that up because it seemed like when you tapped the wall in your first qualifying lap, you finished that lap instead of just parking it. So, have you realized maybe I should finish the lap to get a banker in instead of going and parking the car?
Yeah, I took in the moment. I remember what Brian said. I think it was last week. And last season actually at Barcelona when I won in qualifying. It's I don't know why you don't just put a scrap lap in. Just your first lap, get a lap in for sure, so you don't have no time and you have to start dead in the back. So I hit the wall and I was really just going to stop because I thought it was going to be a contact 0x and pop up as a invalid lap, but I just kept on going and I botched my first 2 laps and I just went for my last lap and got really tight in the last corner, which resulted in me not getting the pole and being unqualified by I think 2/10. So but yeah, I listened to Brian, took his advice, and yeah, it takes you a long way when you take veterans' advice. So yeah, really helped.
Last question before the sponsor thanking, but we're going to the Endurance Cup. You had a super fast car in Navarra last season. Obviously, we've got Crandon. We still have Oschersleben in the way, but with the Endurance Cup, with Crandon involved, what are we thinking for the remaining bits of the championship? Because you're 15 points up.
Yeah, Oschersleben, I've been testing that and the light with Team Kierland Racing as a whole for the past 3 months. So we've been back and forth into Germany and back in the States for the state races, and obviously traveling all over the world, you know, knocking and whatnot. But yeah, Oschersleben, it's going to be a lot different. There are straightaways, a couple. There's 2 mini straightaways and 1 long straightaway down the front stretch. So there's a lot more turns, so you really have to set up the car for long run speed. And yeah, I think I've got a really good setup for the light and the Subaru. So yeah, we set our sights on Oschersleben and the lights tomorrow night. So yeah, I got to hop in the jet real quick and flying over. So yeah, really excited for those though, and yeah, we can win both, come out on top. It'll give us even better momentum to go to Brands Hatch, try to win that. And man, lap 1, turn 1 at Brands Hatch is definitely a struggle. So we always want to look ahead, but not too far ahead, not to Brands Hatch. So we have our eyes set on the endurance races. So yeah, we focus up on the endurance races and secure those. And if that's the case, then yeah, we'll have really good momentum to try to secure both championships.
Alrighty, my friend. Last question. Anyone you'd like to thank for the victory today?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mom and Dad. Thanks, Dad, for showing me the video next to me. I had to look off monitor like lap 9 and going to turn 1. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Mom watching, sister watching alongside her. The next paint scheme I'm going to be running is my girlfriend's. Maria, she's working right now. And I think she's created some beauties of Beetle Light and the Subaru. So but yeah, everybody at Team KLR, I don't know how, again, I don't know the results of how Darren did. I know he was in the B main or C main, I think, so props to him, great job. He's been working really hard. Outside of NASA too, yeah, bunch of hustle from everybody at Team KLR, getting these fast Beetle Lights and Subarus to be as fast as Xfinity 10G. So yeah, really pumped up for this one again, and again, not how I want to go out, but yeah, chatted with him, and he saw from my point of view, Evan did. So yeah, we're just going to move on from this, put this aside, and we're going to try to kick butt tomorrow in Germany.
All right, my friend. Great win, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Interesting interviews there, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm candidly speaking, I mean, there's no, when you watch this back, Kieran, or if you're watching now, there's no penalties applied from us. So if someone protests you, we'll see. But
you want to go back and look and see what happened?
Yeah, we can. Because he's accepting of a penalty that might not even happen, and it seemed like it was pretty hard racing. I referenced kind of the incidents in Sonoma.
Is this a little after it?
I have to go a little bit further back. Let's roll it back and see. So this is right off the start. So let's do the chopper or the blimp cam. Let's see which one. You can pick.
I gotta figure out which camera I have because I don't always have a chopper camera. We'll go here.
There. While they're heading to, look at Kirtley really quick, because Kirtley and Darnell in this same shot, they had an incident that we didn't cover. So they came together. I think Darnell just trying to avoid the tires, maybe, and then they came together. But back up front here, and they're running into turn. Let's call it turn 2. And Evan's ahead, and Kieran like we've talked about so many times over the years, and today, the race is won or lost in turns 1 and 2. And what are we seeing, Brian? Talk me through it.
I'm seeing Evan. I mean, Evan came pretty close. Like, he's turning the car. It seems like a little early, but I mean, it works. Just a pinch Kieran. Evan knows Kieran likes that high line, in the lights at least. Not sure about if it works so much in these cars, but it's just two cars leaning on each other, in my opinion.
I would say that's totally fine racing. So everything we saw today was totally fine racing.
I think he's talking about coming up here. Let's see what we can get.
It did look like that while it wasn't malicious, he did put him towards the wall. And I mean, I'll again speak candidly. I've done that to you specifically. You have to make them back out of it if you're making a move. And to be a top level racing driver, that's what you have to do. You have to get into the head of your competition. And at this moment, it's Evan flooring it and crashing them both, or it's Evan backing out.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad. It doesn't look like he touched the wall too much. Maybe a little paint scrape, but if we go look at Evan's car, nothing's wrong with it. Everything's fine. Oh, no.
He holds the gold plate. Liftlander holds the red plate. We got points. You want to take a look at those?
Yeah, let's get some points.
By 15 is the gap. And we head to the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup. And just a reminder, we do have, obviously, those 2 weeks, Oschersleben and Crandon. They're combined to basically score as one race. So Evan is basically only have 3 races to make anything happen. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Blanche and Pakala in a good duel. Darnell, Palineva, and Lindy tied, and they are in a brawl right now in our Discord channel over chat because Lindy, there have been magnets with the no control cars and Lindy all season. It has been a duel in the midfield of the World Championship all season. Kreutzer, Kirtley, Brostrom, the remaining top 10. The Constructors Championship, DWR Subi squad right now, they're trying to get their 5th World Championship. They are comfortably 3rd all-time on that wins list, and they've got, let's call it 75 points with simple math, ahead of No Control. Kieran Liftlander Racing has passed the sister No Control team. Move over at Speedy Time. Team Watson Racing, that's Kreutzer, I believe, by himself in the Contenders division. Doobie Doobie squad is Lindy by himself. Then we've got JC Simsport having a good duel for 8th with Stealth Performance Industry in 10th. Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen for the Manufacturers Championship. But I'll tell you what, Brian, I like this little calm post-race show. It's a good time.
Sorry,
little
Josh,
and
I'm
Brian
over here. I'm
podcast
pulling out
after
the
race.
popcorn. I'm watching fireworks.
It's a brawl. I told you. It is a brawl
Lindy's
in the
breaking
Discord
out the
right now.
HR answer over here.
It's a great time.
168
Manufacturers
81.
Championship.
They're going to double it. It's going to double it at some point this season.
Subaru has 185 wins out of 282 in the championship overall, 117 of which in the modern era. And in the Manufacturers Championship, they've got 22 championships overall, 14 of which in the modern era. I'll put it to you this way. Out of the 15 seasons that we've ran on iRacing, only Volkswagen has won once. Brian, you want to go over some programming notes before we close it out?
We'll go over some programming modes before I put our server in slow mode again. Coming up tomorrow. I've only had to do it once and it caused a fire. I don't want to have to do it a second time. Coming up tomorrow night on ASM Plus, it's Josh Mertz.
Tonight, first. Officials.
Oh, tonight there
Maybe.
might be officials, there might not be officials. It depends on how much alcohol I've consumed in the next 4 hours. Then coming up on Sunday, ASM Plus, we're going to Oschersleben and opening up at the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup. That's going to be Stephen Moreau and Josh Mertz, followed instantly by Stephen Moreau and Josh Darnell for the Lights World Championship. Starting at 8 p.m., going to 9 p.m., going to 10 p.m. probably. Then on Monday, it's NASA Rallycross Contenders, also in Oschersleben. It's going to be me and Justin Robichaux. Then on Thursday, Josh Mertz and I again. Torque Sports Car Series. We're going to Spa. It's always a great time there. I hope to see y'all at 8:40 Eastern Time. And then next week, same time, different place, NASA Rallycross World Championships over at Oschersleben. Full week of that. It'll be fun. And then the week after that, we definitely have the Strength of Field racing. So that's all we got for that. If you like watching any of these races, Go ahead and follow us on ASN TV USA. I've been informed we're on more places than just the dark web. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, X, whatever it's called. We're
Twitter.
We're not there anymore. And TikTok. Nope. And if you want to race with us and be involved in some of the calamity and maybe get yourself into your own flame war in the old Discord, NASASimRacing.com will bring you right there. You can get your popcorn and watch it all unfold. Josh, that's all I got. What do you got?
You're trying to make me do sponsor reads and an outro while I'm cracking up. I love this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Whew, let's take a breath. The NASA Rallycross Challenge brought to you as always by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problems, our solution. For more information, visit OSScenter.com. And thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you so much to Andrew Cardinale IV for your camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed, produced by Alex Zabetti. I hope everything is well, my friend. I've heard some things internally. Hope everything is well and you could return with us soon. Like Brian said, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN on everything. I won't regurgitate that. NASASimRacing.com, ASNTVUSA.com if you'd like your content broadcasted or if you'd like to join the team. And I think that's all she wrote for Barcelona, as that has resulted in the checkered flag falling on the afternoon. On behalf of our entire production staff and producer Brian Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz, as we thank you for joining us for today's coverage of the NASA Rallycross World Championship. We congratulate our winner, Kieran Lifflander, on his 13th career victory. He tied himself with series pioneer Dylan Livengood on the wins list. Just a reminder, don't miss the 7th round of NASA Rallycross Futures and the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship from Oschersleben in Germany tomorrow. Until then, so long, everyone. That was our best show. That was so much fun.